there's no real way go into the topic at hand here. Can you focus? I'm sorry for the sorry for the bullshit, guys. Bear with me. So you know, a lot. I don't know what is worse: seeing his fate, seeing George Floyd life literally get taken in front of your eyes, or the man that did it had the look that was so calm, like he'd done it so many times. It's scary. It shook me. I've seen the video probably at least like 3 to 4 times, and I don't know why when I just saw that and him just pleading that he couldn't breathe, like it hurt me. I felt like I couldn't breathe. The disgust. He got lynched. That man was literally lynched in front of us. Oh, how can somebody be so soulless? Who has the consciousness to and this is the police. This is it. This is the this is the thing that has been going on for time and time again, and for the first time ever, there's no way to justify it. There's absolutely no way. You could come out with all the bullshit statements about fucking he had drugs, he was on a fucking porn, like, oh my god. I applaud. I hope even the smallest YouTuber should make a video, especially if you're black. You should make a video because if a bunch of nameless people can protest against this, a bunch of nameless YouTubers can do the same thing. It does, and is I'm tired of people talking about protesting and the riots and everything. Shit needs to change, and peaceful acts are not doing it no more. It never has done anything. Like what has changed through this peaceful acts that we pro what we haven't been doing for all this time. It's scary to knowing that your life can just be taken away from you in an instant just because of who you are or what you are. Like, you know this thing about it? It you know, as black people, it happens so often. Like, you know, it's not just us; it's so many other people that go through this time and time again. This endless violence, and then justified violence. I find it hard to talk sometimes when it comes to this. Like, I've never personally had any problem with police enforcement throughout my years, thank God. But just because I don't go through things does not mean I do not see my kind going through it as well. I don't like, how can you not feel for that? Even if it wasn't even a black person. The thought of you just innocently killing another human is just the most it's so it's like you can't make it up. You can't. And the look that man gave, the cold dead stare at that camera, because he knew full well what he was doing and he did not care. He did not care. He knew what he was doing, and he knew that he was about to catch. Even, like, even if you're not black, it doesn't even matter that what color your skin is. The fact that a person can sit there and take another person's life and not receive no repercussions for that in the system that we supposedly live in, it's disgusting. It really is. And that shit scares you. Like, even in your own home, you don't feel safe. You always get looked at just because you look a certain way. It doesn't matter. Is a, all they see is that color. It's this one thing that just determines everything about your life. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't even want the riotings and the protests to stop. I want this shit to get worse and worse and worse, because it seems out throughout history, no matter how much we've walked, we've protested, it doesn't matter how long we have to tell these people to get it together, that they are not going to listen. All they're going to do is shield y'all for a couple of minutes, take a few bag water bottles or rocks to the face, and then everybody's going to go back to the way it was. No, this has to start now. Because if it doesn't, the bodies are only going to keep piling. Everybody needs to make, if you're, especially if you're black, I can say this again, if you're black and even if you feel like your voice will not be heard, do it anyway. Any amount of acknowledgement to the situation will be critical to this whole thing. This is not just like just a regular case. This isn't just a regular murder. This is a pile up of innocent blood being shed for hundreds of years. Imagine your own kind. If you can't see it from our perspective, look at it from if it was in your shoes. That's all you need. You share that, understand somebody's pain. How can you not understand pain? We all go through it one way or another. Just because somebody's pain is different from yours does not make it not less painful. But people sit there and want to fucking defend this shit and fucking have these jokes on Facebook about the knee and shit. And it boils my blood to no end. I advise everybody to come together, blacks, people of 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 people, white people that do support us in this time of need. Stand with us. The Asians, stand with us. Everybody that's against us, stand with us. No life is better than the other. Nobody is saying that black people are better than anybody by any stretch of the imagination. I met some foul black people in my life. Like they're not all black people are perfect. But in the same time, no innocent person, period, should not receive what George Floyd did. No exceptions. He wasn't resisting or anything. There's four of y'all. Why do y'all have to pin him down? Be on his. It's sickening. And people don't see the problem with that. It's numb to them. The fact that somebody's life is taken in front of you and all you can just say was, mm, "That's it." You don't care. What if that was your father? What was that was your mother? Oh, it's a different story, right? Because it's your kind, obviously, or it's somebody that's close to you. But because somebody is so distant from you, they don't have no type of, especially if they not your skin tone, they don't matter. It's truly disgusting to live as an American when you have this injustice system we live in. I don't know how anybody can be proud to be an American living in this system. I don't understand how you can live in here and be like, I'm proud to be an American with this going on. I don't. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should be okay with this. Just because it's not a part of your race doesn't mean it shouldn't concern you. Like my heart ache for George's Floyd's family. I was encouraged to make a video because it's like I saw so many people making a video about it and expressing their pain, and she even sharing their stories about the situation. And like I said, I personally have never had a problem with law enforcement, thank God. But to say I do not feel their pain is not a lie. I feel their pain because even though I've never been antagonized by a police officer, I know that fear of like if when a police officer is confronting me, I like everything that I've seen still affects me because it can happen to anybody. That fear that a person that's supposed to be the protector can also be the executioner. Who are you supposed to call? Who are you supposed to call to help you from getting killed from the person that's supposed to protect you? Like who? Because it's like it either because either you don't do nothing, you die, or you do something and they kill you anyway. You can't win with these people. This riot and this protest has to get worse and worse until these people get the fucking picture. I don't even understand how police can even be okay with the fact that this is even a thing. You should have an absolute problem with this. Can't be the protector, the protect and serve. You you're not how you supposed to protect and serve, but you're executing at the same time. This is and y'all want these jobs. Do y'all just purposely pick these jobs just so y'all can kill people? Are y'all actually murderers, like trying to get into the system just so y'all can have fun with a couple of bodies under your back, under your head? I sometimes I don't even feel like I'm making sense at times, but this shit hurts on so many ways, and the man wasn't even related to me. I felt like somebody was taken from me personally, and I don't even know him on a personal level. I don't even know him on a basic level. I don't even know what the man did. And yet every emotion that felt like as if I lost somebody close to me was reflected in that. And it's unacceptable. There's no excuse for this violent slaughter. There isn't. I applaud everybody that's came out and said anything. Smaller YouTubers, like I said, please, especially if you're African American, please say something, anything. Even if you don't want to say anything personally, send out a tweet, like show support, like in any way, shape, or form, because this is never going to end. You could be next. I could be next. That's scary. To knowing that you might wake up the next day and knowing that you might not make it home. To knowing that everything can just be taken from you just because you look a certain way. Does that not bother anybody? Does that not bother you that just because you look away, you can automatically lose your life? Being judgmental, that's another thing. Whatever. Call people what they want, what you think that they are. But killing somebody is just on a totally different level. And then the protests with all these cops showing their faces. I want them to keep protesting because when you look at those videos, you get a glimpse of what the police force is really like. A bunch of people that just don't care about the well-being of the people that they supposedly supposed to protect. Police officers running over civilians just because they're protesting and they're in their way and they're impatient, tear gassing people and fucking spraying people down, pulling their masks down and spraying them just because they're protesting peacefully. This is the rawest view you're ever going to see of the police force, and it should not stop. You're going to point out every single last one of these motherfuckers that even think that they can get away with this shit. Keep the protests happening because when you do, everybody gets excited. It's that adrenaline. I I butchered the shit out that word, but when everything starts like getting excited, those fucking people that are slaughtering innocent people, innocent black people, will show their face. They're not they feel like they have some sort of protection, but they don't even fucking know. They really don't. I don't feel no sympathy for any of these cops that's getting their ass handed to them. I do not. How many times does a fucking man have to die before you get the picture? Fuck them up. Point blank period. I have no sympathy for these cops. I don't have no sympathy for anything that they go through. I'm not saying that there's not good cops out there. That's far from what I'm saying. But the bad majority are really showing their face and they showing their true colors. And I want every single last one of y'all to remember those faces because this is it. This is what This is what has been going on for eons. This is the funny thing about this is this is not even new. This is not even new. This is something that's been going on since the beginning of America. Constant violence, constant slaughter amongst each other, amongst the racism, slavery. It all came from what was going on this very day. And 100 to 2, 3, 400 years, and we still don't understand as people that taking another human's life is the wrong thing to do. But yet these people want to preach about injustice and want to preach about how black people should be grateful because of what they have. And people want to bring up, oh, we have fucking celebrities like Eddie Murphy, Cat Williams, Kevin Hart. Let me tell you something, okay? If you strip these people from their careers, what do you have? A black man. Point blank simple. Kevin Hart can be the greatest comedian in the world. Let one person of Caucasian, sorry to say, or of a police officer not know who Kevin Hart is, and it's over. Let somebody not know who Eddie Murphy is as a person, and it's over. I remember there was a video that Zero put out. It's like it's a different diversity, and this is exactly the reason why I'm saying this is the reason why this shit has to be addressed. So in Zero's video, I'm not going to get crazy into it, but he explained that how when he was coming into the United States, they basically took him into custody because they felt like he was up to something, and he was basically they was fucking criticizing him based on his skin. Point blank period. They fucking it fucks with me because when I saw it, when he was explaining it, I felt his pain. They're gonna sit there and tell him that you do one thing and I'll be happy to kick you out of my country. When Zero said that shit, I literally wanted to bawl out my tears. Why black people are getting killed? They don't want you in our. They don't want us in their country. Point blank. Period. I'm sorry to say, but that's just how it is. I'm not saying all white people, but there's a good majority that just doesn't want them here, want us here, and they know they have the power to change. They know they have the power to execute and not have no repercussions for it because of how fucking they because of how the system works. It doesn't matter how many degrees, how many diplomas, how well known he's known out through whatever. You strip all that away, and that person can still get shot at the end of the day just because of their skin. And the thing about the Zero story was that the only reason why he even left in the first place, he even got out of that situation, was because he was so famous that when you search him up, it's automatically gonna pop up on screen. And like, just imagine if he did not have that social profiling. Just imagine if he didn't. He would have stayed there and probably would have been abandoned. Like, it's disgusting how these people just feel like they're so above you. They're so self-centered. They have their head so far up their ass that they just refuse to see the inhumanity that they're showing other people. Like, nobody's asking you to be fucking Jesus Christ. But where's the empathy? Where's the like the understanding of sharing each other's pain? This shit is never gonna end unless we end it right here, right now. I don't have words for this. Words for what you saw. George Floyd was lynched right in front of our eyes, and there's nothing to bring him back. The man got charged, but that's not enough. Not enough for all the bloodshed and injustice that this is the reason why the protest hasn't stopped. I don't even think, even if he was arrested right then and there, that would even have been enough. It wouldn't have, because it's just the same thing time and time and time again, and all these people receive no consequences whatsoever. Shooting up a church, you get a fucking Burger King meal and a fucking drive home. It's basically you just got away with murder. Literally, you're literally getting away with murder, and no, and then nobody wanted to see the problem with that. Nobody want to see the problem with Rodney King. Nobody want to see the problem with Martin Luther King. Nobody want to see the problem with all these innocent men getting killed just because they want their race to seem to receive the same respect as every other race out here. All we want is a balance. That's all we want is a balance. None of this pedestal shit. Enough with this pedestal shit. It is taking too many lives. This pedo mentality has killed so many innocent people, and it has to stop. Humans are human. At the end of the day, when you're dead, we all become bone. Nothing changes from that. Your skin tone does not give you this godlike complex. It doesn't. It doesn't justify it. I hope everybody stays safe and be careful, because this is only the beginning of the end, and doesn't look like it's going to let up. To my fellow friends and fam, and anybody who watched this video, please be safe. And I know a lot of people are scared, as am I. This is the moment where we must stand. It is, like I said, it's not about being better than anybody. It's about human, the human race. It's about it's about being able to live a life without a death hanging over your shoulder at every corner. I don't even know. I'm just I'm just shooken by everything, because I've just been watching this thing for like months. Fuck. Been watching this thing for like days now, and like I've just seen everybody's take on it. And my thing is just that America was spawned from violence, and everybody knows that. We all know this, and at the same time, we praise it. We praise these Americans for this so-called justice acts that they've done when they nuked Japan, killing millions. Like, and then this with black people. Like, what good has America ever done for us anyway to even care? We like, I don't. Why should we care about a Target? Why do we care about an AutoZone? Why do we care about a fucking store? At the end of the day, our lives can just be taken. At the end of the day, what's the point of living? Like, really, what's the point of living if if I know that my life can be taken away from me just because I'm black? What's the sense? You're gonna die anyway. You might as well just fucking go fucking wild. And that's what most people have, and that's the mindset that most people have right now. People feel like that they're gonna die most black people anyway, it's like they're gonna die anyway. So I might as well fight for my right to live. That's just basically everything. And white people just and most white people in America just feel so like blind to the concept. That's just basically to put it. They just so blind to the concept that they don't feel nothing. They're so numb to the concept that somebody else that these black people are actually people. They don't see them as people. They see them as animals. See them as thugs. They just see them as every sole representation of something bad. And this is where it has to end. Because if this doesn't end, like I said, the bodies are only going to pile and it has to stop. I don't know how you live life knowing that you took an innocent man's life. Fuck what fuck what he did to you. I don't care what personal shit y'all may have had in the background does not justify what you did. You protect and serve. You do not have the right to take a man's life. That is up to the law, not a policeman. Anybody. And those fucking three other police officers should be fucking arrested too. Sat there and did nothing. Just no regard. But no, that's the thing. It's not even a fucking race thing. Asian man right there had no type of sympathy for the fact that this man was pleading for his life. And the other two officers didn't even bother. Nobody was thinking that he really couldn't breathe, even though the fact that he was in handcuffs. This shit boils my blood every time I think about it. And sometimes I try to divert my mind into other things, but keeping yourself informed about this is the most important thing right now because this is just years of suffering. This is years of genocide, basically, of a race that done nothing wrong. That's been taken from their own land to be used as a way to build what we're living in right now. We help these people build it, and we can easily take it away. What do Fuck everything. Literally. Because this soil, this very thing that's been representing America for hundreds of years is being brought to the surface, and Americans are doing their absolute hardest to push that shit back down. And that shit will, and no, do not let them do it. Do not give them even the slightest instant chance to bring this shit back down to the soil. Bring this shit up to light right now. Like I said in the beginning, I keep saying it 1,000 times. YouTubers, especially of color, please just show your support. You don't even gotta send out a video, a tweet, a link to the fucking protesters, anything. I want to put links in. I'll try to find them if I can. Like I gotta get ready for work soon and shit like that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. I don't know. I'm just I'm just I'm just shooken by this, and anybody that have even the ounce of humanity in them should be too. This isn't okay. I remember, it's crazy because I just went to the store the other day. I'm like, not other day. Can I speak? Earlier today, and he genuinely cared. This this guy who was opposite of me. He wasn't even the same color. Genuinely cared about the outlook on society when it comes to black people. And you know what? That's what we need. We need other races to understand what we're going through and come together as people. Not as not no this is done with race shit. This is nothing about race, religion, politics. No, as human beings, come together and protest against this shit, man. Because it's never gonna stop. It will never if we don't stop it ourselves. We represent a democracy, and right now that democracy is not being, it's just tainted. It's just tainted with so much blood. Man, let me just stop talking about it because the more I talk about it, the more angry I get, and the more I feel like I can't think. But with that being said, yeah, I don't know.